are you, Varush?
I'm fine. What's up?
Oh, fine. How was your week?
It was okay.
Mm-hmm. What are your plans for these holidays?
After the new year, I actually gonna go to Dubai,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and there I'm gonna spend 2 weeks.
Uh-huh. I see. So I hope that's gonna be a great holiday, yeah?
I hope so too.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there before?
Yeah, this is like the 8th or 7th time I'm going there.
Oh my! Do you like
Yeah,
it there?
yeah, there is really beautiful, and the weather is good also.
Uh-huh. You're going to go swimming?
I think so. Although the water is gonna be cold, but I don't mind.
Ah, sounds wonderful, swimming in winter holidays, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so, and today we continue talking about our writings, yeah? And so, as you hopefully remember, so the first task, which we've already discussed, yeah, that's obligatory, and that's an opinion essay, which we've already studied in detail, yeah, and we've even tried to write it together. And I hope you've written it yourself. But we've also got task 2, where you are given 3 options and you have to choose one. So you might have there an article, letter, or an email, be it formal or informal, yeah? A review, a report. So let's just revise before we concentrate on one of these types. Yeah, let's just revise the 5 do's, the 5 things we should do to write a successful piece of writing. Yeah. So the
Use good grammar linkers. Um, write about all of 3 points. So
mhm,
content,
mhm, mhm,
then language, then we also should understand like the form of our writing. We should understand which writing is it formal, informal, or maybe semi-formal.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
and maybe the last one. I don't remember. I think it's called everyone, all of them.
So just one of the key to success is what we call rubric analysis, which is reading the task carefully. Yeah? So in number 1 is what the task type requires. Yeah? This is concerning um, communicative achievement. Yeah? The criteria of communicative achievement. So whether we have to write an essay, a letter, an article, a report, whatever, yeah? So we
Yep.
need to read the task carefully and identify what we should include, yeah? Speaking of the essay, what these 2 points are, which we must include, yeah? And so on. Then we are to make a paragraph plan and check it carefully, especially in terms of language, right here. Because most language mistakes, especially at your level, you'll be able to correct them yourself if you allow yourself some time to kind of double check it, yeah, to edit your writing. Okay, so, and today we are going to talk about writing an email. Yeah.
Mhm.
So for this, in the task itself, you are given an extract from email where you are given some questions, or you are suggested some situations and asked for advice, or you are provided some suggestion which you need to react to, etc. Yeah.
Yep.
So what you have to write obviously is kind of reaction. Yeah. You write a letter answering those questions. So once again, just as in the essay, the key for content is answering all the elements, yeah, reacting to all the elements. If there are questions, so you must answer all of them. If you are asked to give advice, so you need to interpret the situation carefully and give appropriate advice. Yeah. So
Mhm.
the first thing you must be able to is interpret the task and use appropriate language functions. So sometimes you might be asked to propose ideas, yeah, or to express opinion, to give advice, to agree, disagree, to react to the invitation, whether positively or negatively, and whatever. Yeah. And also adopt the appropriate style according to the target reader. So you have to work out who your target reader is. Yeah. And for instance, if it says you've got a letter from your pen friend, yeah, then obviously the style is gonna be informal.
Informal.
Yeah, yeah. If it is, for example, I don't know, you've read the advert for the job and you wanted to apply for that position, definitely the style is gonna be formal. Yeah. Or if the situation is something like, for instance, uh, you've just come back from staying in Britain for a month, yeah, and you've forgotten your diary there, and you're writing to your former host and asking him or her to send you back your diary, then obviously the style's gonna be kind of semi-formal, yeah, because that's not as formal as for the letter of application, yeah, and definitely it's more formal than a letter to your friend. Mhm. So,
Yep.
and the number of words is the same as for essay, 130 to 190, but once again, you don't have to stick to this word limit very, very quickly, very, very, very strictly. It's okay if you write most, provided that all of the information you include is relevant to the topic and provided that you manage the time limit. Mhm. So, for example, look, this is a sample task. Uh, an email from your English-speaking friend, Joe. Yeah. So this is what he writes.
Okay.
So who is your target reader?
My friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the style's gonna be
Mm, informal.
informal, sure. Okay. And what type of letter is it?
It is message,
What kind of message?
letter, like you we need to say our opinion, how we can persuade
Not really opinion.
our ideas, our
Look, yeah. So how do you think I can persuade them to change their minds? So it's like the letter of advice, yeah?
Mhm.
Letter of advice. Okay. So let's just revise, yeah, the criteria. Number one is content, yeah. So the key question for this content is whether the candidate answered the task, whether they have done what they were asked to do. So for instance, in this exact situation, in this exact task, what are we asked to do?
So like we should like look, analyze the text message of others and look at the candidates. Like we should say us answer the questions. Did he answer the task? Um, like did he done what he need to? Uh, mm,
So in this task exactly, we are asked to give three advice, yeah, three advice. So we'll get 5 if we
okay,
give,
like good content.
yeah, if we've got all these three advice, yeah, all these three pieces of advice, yeah.
Mhm.
So if we've got maybe 2 pieces of advice, yeah, it would be 3. It would be 4, maybe if there are 3 pieces of advice, but one of them has not got like consequences explained. Yeah. Okay. 1 would be maybe if there's only 1 advice instead of 3. Yeah. And 2, maybe if there are 3 advice, but none of them has consequences. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so the next criteria. hmm, don't you remember what's the next criteria?
Oh, like we understand for whom we're writing. So is it right in the right language?
Uh,
So
So
Did we write
next
like
is,
did we choose the right style? So like, is it
so
right?
yeah, communicative achievement, that style and some specific phrases, yeah. We'll just go over it. So yeah, 5 is if we follow all the conventions of informal letter, yeah. 4 if we've got some like mistakes or misconveniences, yeah. 3 is when there are quite a lot of these, and so on, yeah. So next criteria,
Language.
yeah, one more thing, organization, yeah. Organization is coherence, yeah.
Oh,
So the text is coherent, there are enough cohesive devices and organizational patterns, yeah. So these are like linkers and so on and so forth. And then, yes, and then we have this language, yeah, language. So don't forget that unlike the school exams, yeah, or school tests, we don't get punished for the mistakes. We get extra points for our attempt to use like more complicated grammar and vocab, yeah. So don't be that much scared of making mistakes.
okay.
Okay, now, so let's have a look at this task again. And so we need to give 3 advice concerning of content, yeah? 3 pieces of advice, sorry, to,
Why parents?
to persuade. Look, yeah? So what is the problem? Let's study what is the problem.
That he has swimming classes on the day when his parents said that he should go on maths class.
And so you should think of some ideas of how he could persuade his parents, yeah, to change their minds. Look at how open the question is. Change their minds might mean just change the time of maths class.
Yeah, or just maybe to, I don't know, show that you don't need the math class. So
Ah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so speaking of layout, of structure, I'll just show you the one which will be useful for you in the state exam as well, yeah, in case you decide to pass it. Though you've got quite a lot of time ahead and something might change, but anyway, yeah. So what do we start the personal letter with?
introduction,
Yeah, and what do we have in this introduction?
topic sentence, a supporting sentence.
So if we are speaking of the letter, yeah, the introduction for informal letter would be thinking, because you are writing like the answer, yeah, the reply. That's why you should thank for the initial letter, yeah, and mention some news from that initial letter, like kind of build the bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's a formal letter, then what should there be in the introduction?
Mm, maybe like dear someone or good day. I don't
Yeah,
really know.
yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
I think introduction is the same everywhere, just the words that we use to talk to a person are different.
Mm-hmm. So if it's the formal letter, it's usually considered polite to start with the aim of writing so that your target reader understands immediately whether your letter is important and why you dared to bother such busy person as him. Mhm.
Okay.
Next, of course, there's the main body. Yeah, here in this case, that's 3 pieces of advice with justifications. Yeah, divided in the 3 paragraphs. And what about the conclusion?
Mm, I don't know. Like, in conclusion, we just write, sorry for interrupting you, if it's formal, maybe,
Yeah,
and
uh-huh, uh-huh.
sum up what we have talked
Mm-hmm,
about here,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right?
And if we are talking about this letter of advice, yeah, then the conclusion might be something like, I hope it will help. Let me know how it happens. Yeah, let me know how it works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, speaking of communicative achievement, yeah, some functional phrases. Again, if this is informal letter, so how do we address our target reader?
Mm, what do we do to reader?
How do we address? In what way do we kind of say hello?
I'm writing like dear
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. If that's informal, that's just dear
Uh,
plus name. Yeah, like
yeah.
dear Mary, dear Anne. Okay, and we start with something like, thanks for your letter. It's always great to hear from you. For the Russian exam, it's important to highlight that there's been more than one meeting before. Yeah. So
Mhm.
something like, it's always great to hear from you, or it was great to hear from you again. Yeah. Mhm. And you start the main body with something like, in your letter, you asked me about, or you talked about something. Yeah.
Mhm.
And how do we finish this informal letter?
Mm, conclude to sum up. Uh, and finally,
Mhm.
that's
Something,
all.
uh-huh, something
That's all.
like, right back soon,
Yeah.
best wishes. Yeah. Mhm. Right back soon, best wishes. Okay. And if we are talking about formal letter, then we start, yes, either with dear sir, madam, or with this dear Mr., Mrs., Ms., or Miss. Yeah. So when do we use each? Let's have a look. So, dear sir, madam, when do we use that?
In formal.
When we don't know whether our target reader is a man or a woman, yeah?
Mhm.
For example, we are writing to someone called Professor Johnson, yeah?
Mhm.
Might be a man or a woman. So you would write, dear sir, madam, yeah? Then, when do we use Mr.? So
When
like,
who are like Mr. I don't know, Mr. Black.
so yeah, when we know that this is a man, yeah? Okay. When might you use this? Mrs. Mm-hmm.
Like when Mrs. I don't know, Mrs. someone like for girl.
Yeah, when we know that this is a woman, is she married or no, or it's not important?
I think that's important.
So when this woman is married, yeah, when she has a husband. Mhm. So when do we use miss?
So like Miss maybe who's not mm, it's like senora and senorita, but I don't remember what it was.
Yes, exactly. It's the woman who is not married. And what is this? How do
This
we
is
read this? And what is this?
miss. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Ms. Ms. And when do we use it?
Um, when I don't maybe when she's like not is married.
When you don't know whether she's married. Yeah. You know
Uh,
that it's a woman, but you don't know whether she's married.
mhm.
Okay. So I would say this is the most common case, yeah, because seldom will you know whether your boss or especially your potential boss is married or no, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. And you start with something like, I'm writing concerning your advert in blah, 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 yeah? Or I'm writing in order to, I don't know, apply for the position advertised in blah, 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 blah. Yeah, something like this. Mhm. And how do we finish this formal letter?
Um, finally, nice to meet. It was not best wishes
Uh-huh.
and
Well,
your
best wishes is maybe too informal. Something like looking forward to hearing from you yours faithfully or yours sincerely. Yeah. So language. And when do we use faithfully? When do we use sincerely?
I don't know.
Well, to hearing from you, yours. We use faithfully if we wrote Dear Sir, Madam. And if we wrote Dear Mr. Jackson, then we write yours sincerely. Yeah. And you write not only your name like here, yeah, but also your surname. Okay. So that's concerning letters, yeah. Next, speaking of O. Okay. No. So just some pieces of functional language for this kind of letter, yeah? What expressions might we use to give advice? So you might say like, if I were you, or if I were in your shoes, I would blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Next. It might be a good idea to do something, yeah? Or it might be useful to do something. For instance, like, it might be a good idea to ban cars in the city center, yeah? Next, it might help. You can say it might be useful or it might be helpful, or you can say it might help. It might help if you call Jane. Yeah? It might be a good idea too. Yeah? I think you should. You could do something, or you could try doing. Yeah? You could search the net, or you could try searching the net. Okay. Why don't you? Why don't you search the net? Example, yeah? Okay. So then after you give advice, you need to justify it, to explain, yeah? What phrases might you use for that? For instance, this way you will, yeah?
What is justification?
Justification, like proof that it's useful, or kind of explanation, yeah? Something like this. For example, you might say, it might be a good idea to travel to Bali. This way you will be able to swim in the winter holidays. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or it will help you to, for example, if I were you, I would search the net. It would help you to find as much information as possible. Yeah. Or it will result in something. For example, something like, if I were you, I would talk to Jack. It will result in him understanding what you need from him, yeah, or what you want from him.
Mhm.
This will lead to, yeah, for instance, for instance, I would advise you to get enough sleep. This will lead to feeling active for the rest of the day. As a result, yeah.
May I go? Wait, on 1 minute, just I need.
Sure, no problem, definitely.
Thank you.
Okay. So as a result, yeah, for instance, if I were in your shoes, I would take a break from work. As a result, you would feel refreshed and more energetic. Yeah,
Mhm.
something like this. Consequently, for instance, I would do my homework very carefully if I were you. Consequently, your parents will understand that you don't need any extra maths classes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And by doing so, or by doing this, for instance, it might be a good idea to tell your friend openly how you feel about the situation. By doing so, you prevent the conflict developing further. Like that. Yeah? Okay, so let's now try to make up this letter. Yeah? So what do you start it with?
Um, which topic is it?
So again, it's the advice for that your friend Joe, who has a problem because he's arranged swimming club and he's already in the swimming team, but his parents want him to go to
Okay.
maths class.
Hey, Joel. I remember his name was Joel. Uh,
So we start with,
this is a really difficult
so
situation. I know how the dog is swimming.
dear Joe, yeah. Next, we usually we write it with comma, yeah. But here we start with capital letter. Thanks a lot for your letter. And again, this phrase like, I was happy. Yeah, I was happy to hear from you again. Yeah. And some kind of bridge to Joe's letter. Yeah. For instance, like, it's great news that you've joined the swimming team. Yeah. Now, now we move on to paragraph 2. Yeah. And we start it with like referring to the main topic. So it's like, maybe it's really sad that you've got disagreements with your parents. Yeah. Kind of disagreements with your parents, but I think I can help. Yeah. But I think I can help. So what would be your first advice?
Maybe you should talk with your parents and ask them to delay, like maybe to put your math classes on other days.
So maybe maybe you could, yeah. This is how we express advice. Maybe you could talk to your parents and ask them to, there's a nice word, reschedule, yeah, or reschedule your maths class for another day. Yeah. So now we need to make the justification. This way, for instance, yeah, this way. So what would be the result of doing so?
This way you might show your parents that you are you like you are able to be, I don't know.
Oh, independent, or in this context, it may be mature, yeah, mature, like adult enough, yeah. This way you show them that you are mature enough to manage your time, yeah, yourself. Okay, so the next piece of advice,
maybe you think about do you really need this math teacher, or you can study by yourself?
maybe he knows that he can study by himself, but what to do with the parents? How to persuade them?
That he can.
So maybe by doing homework and getting good marks, yeah?
Yeah.
So how can we start this? Another thing to do maybe, yeah? Another thing that might help, or that might prove helpful, yeah? Helpful is do your homework yourself and get or manage your school studies. Yeah? If you get good marks, this is like justification. Yeah? If you get a good marks, your parents will see that you don't need these extra maths classes, yeah? Okay. And the third idea,
I don't know the third, I can tell.
uh, what else could help? Probably like
Maybe maybe better to study earlier. Not like we did it. Maybe just to leave school and go on down swimming.
okay, so you can start this with finally, yeah? Finally, I would, so how can we say it? I would do what?
I would. I don't know what.
Maybe I would talk to my maths teacher about rescheduling the classes, yeah? To my maths teacher about rescheduling the classes. If I were you, we finish the conditional, yeah? If I were, let it be in your shoes, yeah? And again, we use different structure by doing so. You will show your capability. Do you know the word capability?
Not really.
Or it may be better to say you will show you are capable of. Yeah. So when you are capable of doing something, you actually can do it. Yeah. So by doing so, you will show you are capable of managing your schedule and like making arrangements. Yeah, making arrangements. Okay. And so the final paragraph.
I hope I have helped you.
Yeah. So something like, all in all, there are a few ways. Yeah. All in all, there are a few ways to like solve your problem. Yeah. Solve your problem. I hope my advice helps. Yeah. And something like, anyway, write back and let me know what happens. Yeah. And so you finish with something like best wishes. Yeah. So, any questions concerning how to write that now? No?
No.
Okay. So, I'll now like photograph it because, because we have to move on to the next. Yes, so here is, ouch. And every time we write something on this slide, we have to, to restart demonstration. Sorry, And from this slide, from this slide, look, So there's another example. Almost no difference, with what we've written together, Just maybe different linkers. Okay. So read it through. Any like questions here? No?
No.
Okay, great. And finally, look at this example. This is just some student wrote it in the exam. So let's study and let's try to analyze. So speaking of content, let's see, are there three pieces of advice? let's look. What's the first piece of advice?
Maybe like there is written that persuade them. So like
So if
we're
it were you, firstly, I would try to talk with your swimming coach, yeah? 1. Then, if the answer would have been negative, I would probably do the same with your future maths teacher, yeah? So this is the second advice. Talk to your maths teacher. I'm sure everyone knows, so they will find the solution. And finally, if everything doesn't happen as you and I expect, ensure that your parents don't get mad with your decision. Put your education in the first place, yeah? Put your education in the first place. So, here are the 3 pieces of advice, yeah? Okay, so content is
I
fine.
wouldn't say the third one is actually like an advice because like if the parents are strictly saying no that you should like have maths, so
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so anyway, everything is correct with the content here, yeah? Next, communicative achievement. So does it look like the letter? So what elements of letter have we got here? Look, this one, high jaw, yeah? That's definitely the element of the letter. It's good to receive news from you. And good luck, Sam, yeah? So are all the elements of the letter here?
yes, they are all here. Like
But we need one more element. We need one more. Which is like best wish. We have good luck, but right back soon. Right back soon, yeah?
so we need it.
Yeah, we need it right back soon. So probably communicative achievement is not like absolutely perfect, but still really, really good, yeah? What linkers are there? What linkers?
Moreover,
Yeah, so 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 here we have so, yeah. We have then. We have firstly, yeah, firstly. Why? Also, I understand why.
when
But
when
Remember that. While, yeah, also while that and moreover, yeah, okay. And speaking of language, now let's try to find the examples of good language.
Mm,
I bet a rather
solution.
interesting expression. Yeah, I
Find a
bet.
solution. Find a solution also.
Yeah.
Maybe no, like the last of the second paragraph.
So if I were you, let's find a solution. Yeah. If I were you, I would. Second conditional. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Possibilities of something. We use gerund. Yeah.
Opportunities, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Uh-huh. Ensure, yeah, ensure, definitely. Get mad with your decision, yeah. They are giving their best. That's great. Put something in the first place, yeah. Opportunities, yes. But what problems with language are here?
I don't know. Like
Do you remember when? Yeah, it doesn't sound really nice, does it? They want your best. What does the writer really mean by this? They want your best.
like they want you to be smart.
Yeah, they want their best for you. Yeah, that's it. They want their best for you. If the answer would have been negative, this is third conditional, yeah? And then she says, I will try. So it should be, if the answer is negative,
Should I
I
write?
will, yeah. If the answer is like present simple, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If everything doesn't happen, I would say everything doesn't go, yeah, as we expect.
Mm-hmm.
And opportunities to swim, you will have a lot during your life. Yeah, definitely that's the wrong word order. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it should be like you will have a lot of opportunities to swim within your life, yeah? Mm-hmm. Or during your life. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay. So now, any questions?
Mm,
No?
mm,
Okay. So do you think you'll try to write this letter yourself?
no.
So it will be the letter of advice as well, but just a bit different situation. I'll send you the task and try to write it, let's say, by the 18th of January. Do you think that would
Okay.
be okay?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
important to not be both stop because in Zoom everything will